You work hard, you learn new things, you know you are smart, but somehow progress that you expected is not happening. Do you want to know why? That's because you do not ask yourself the right questions. Let me tell you one simple thing. In life, your progress, your improvement, your next steps will be shaped by the questions you ask yourself in front of the mirror or while taking bath. These are the questions that shape your future. If you do not know how to avoid the wrong questions, you'll keep asking the wrong questions and the results will only be wrong. Let me tell you all the wrong questions that you could possibly ask yourself. You would never know. You're probably asking those questions yourself already. I will tell you these questions should never be asked to yourself. It's a must no. When someone comes and asks me, I feel stuck in my career, I tell them, what are the questions you ask yourself to move to the next stage of your career? They normally list down all wrong questions. I will tell you all the wrong questions that you must definitely avoid asking yourself. If you ask these questions, these are wrong questions and the output will also be wrong. What are these questions? Am I good enough for that level? Assuming you're an aspiring actor, you are going to different directors asking for an opportunity, okay? But every day in front of the mirror, you're asking yourself, am I good enough for that level? Can I be a good actor? Can I be really famous? Can I be a celebrity? Am I really good enough for all the media to come and all the limelight falling on me? Am I good enough for that? If you keep asking this question, how will you even get there? Let me tell you how you should rephrase this question. I am good enough for that. If not me, then who else? I totally deserve to be there. When am I getting there? These are the questions you should swap with, am I good enough for that level? Am I worth this success? Sometimes people are too harsh on themselves. For example, you are invited for a meeting at 10 o'clock. You go there at 10:05 for reasons that are not under your control. There was a heavy traffic, there was rain or whatever. Okay. Now you start telling yourself, even before entering the meeting, you say, okay, I'm late by 5 minutes. I'm not being professional. Am I worth the success out of this meeting? How do you expect the meeting to be successful? Don't be too harsh on yourself. There are some days that you want to sleep. There are some days that you want to do nothing. There are some days that you want to rest. That is fine. You don't have to be working 24/7, all the time hardworking, all the time thinking about it. It's okay to party. It's okay to spend time with family. It's okay to be with parents, spend that time, giggle, laugh, gossip. It's okay. You don't have to be 100% committed. Yeah, of course, you have to be 100% committed. I'm talking about 100% of the time just thinking about that goal. Yes, it is important, but it's okay for you to have your own time. Don't start thinking, don't start doubting yourself that, am I worth this success? I did not spend this time working. I did not spend this time doing some serious stuff. No. You have to do your serious work when it is the time. If you allocate 3 hours in a day to do serious work, do only that. Do not sit with your wife and giggle during that time. But when it is time for your family to get your time, spend your 100% commitment there. That is where your worth is proved. So never ask yourself, am I worth the success? You're always worth it. So replace this question with, yes, I am worth. If not me, who else? I am putting in all the hard work needed. So I deserve this success. When am I getting this success? That should be the question instead. Another very wrong question that people ask themselves. Do I have the luck to get there? What is luck? Luck is something that happens to you when you put in all the required efforts, then the opportunity comes your way. That is luck. Luck just does not come present itself randomly. I'll give you 2 examples, okay? You can take Dhoni. When MS Dhoni became the Indian captain, everybody said he had a lot of luck because he kept winning tosses. He always wanted to bat first, so somehow he got the opportunity to bat first, okay? And whenever he went on to score, he promoted himself, he got big scores. So people said Dhoni has a lot of luck. Similarly, if you see in the movie industry, you know Dhanush. When Dhanush came to the industry, everybody said, "Oh, he's not even a hero material, doesn't deserve to be a hero." But his first three movies were big hits, huge hits. So everybody said, he has the luck. Then, in personal life, he got married to somebody, then people called it even more luckier. So then, but actually what happens? You know how much of talent Dhoni and Dhanush they have. They put in a lot of efforts. MS Dhoni did not become a wicketkeeper batsman from nothing. He put in a lot of hard work. He showed himself. He presented himself there in the right place. Then luck started favoring him. Same with Dhanush. He worked hard. We know his skills. We know his commitment levels. He's a good writer. He's a good actor. Worked on his talent. He practiced dancing more. It wasn't his core strength. But he worked hard. He trained himself. He went to different dance schools, trained himself. So he put in all the efforts. Now luck came and presented itself to these people. So these are great examples of how you create luck. Trust me, luck favors the brave. Put up that brave front and trust me, luck will come your way. A very, very wrong question that almost everybody asks at some point in their life. Why does this happen only to me? This is a very wrong question. Everything happens to everybody. Everybody goes through insults, failures, nonsense. They meet wrong people, get wrong guidance. Everything happens to everybody. Success depends on how you avoid it in the future, how you move away from those wrong decisions, and how you bounce back from failures. It is not about sitting and complaining that why it happens only to me. Why does it happen to me always? It happens to everybody. Trust me, it happens to everybody. It happens to Rajnikant, it happens to Narendra Modi, it happens to everybody. They react better, they bounce back better, so they are the toppers. If you want to be a topper, stop asking this question and ask yourself, how do I bounce back? What are the steps needed to come out of this? How do I better myself so that this does not repeat again? These are the questions you should be asking yourself instead. Again, another wrong question. Why am I not getting any opportunities? Opportunities are there everywhere. But if you want those opportunities, you present yourself at the right place at the right time. You sit at home, do nothing, waiting for opportunities to come your way. It'll never happen. Doors open to people who knock. You have to go knock the door first. It means that you have to get up from your house, get yourself ready, go to the place and knock the door. You cannot sit simply at home and waiting for the door to open there. So, in simple terms, you have to train yourself. You have to make yourself visible. People should know that you exist. For that, you have to put in efforts. When people know that you exist, when people know that you are good for that particular opportunity, then they come and present that opportunity to you. Make yourself present. Train yourself to make yourself visible. That is when opportunities come knocking at you. So instead, you should be asking, how do I improve myself? How do I better myself? How do I become a better version of what I am today so that opportunities come looking for me? That's the question that you should be asking instead. So change the questions you ask yourself and you will change the direction of your life. Most people think their life is stuck because of the market, because of their boss, because of the company. No, it is most of the times because of the questions you ask yourself. So correct the questions that you ask yourself and change the way you live. Most of the times, it is because of the conversation you have with yourself inside your head. Let's correct that first.